Okay. So we've kind of switched things up a little, and we are doing our calls still every other week, but we're going to have one call be on a Monday, and then just like Team Fit Nique has been doing, they do them on a Wednesday. So we've combined our calls, and we're having like this week is on a Monday. I think our next call is June 1st, and I think that's a Wednesday. Let me look just to be sure. Yep. Okay, so yeah, June 1st is a Wednesday, so that's our next call is on a Wednesday. So we'll kind of rotate and do Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, so that some people that can't come Mondays can come on Wednesdays, and we kind of just combine the call to make it a little less, crazy for Michelle and I planning calls. So hopefully you guys, and we'll have more people attending the calls as well. So June 1st is exciting. We have Kayshawn Graves, who is my corporate sponsor. She is a fireball. Like, she's going to get on and light up this call like no other. Like, she gets on, we do like our one-on-one calls or like our Zoom calls together, and you literally feel like she's like reaching through the screen and like shaking you like, you can do this, Amy. Her momentum and her energy is just crazy. So she's going to start the month strong with us, and I think she's doing some kind of motivational call, which should be awesome. So I'm excited about that. So that's next week, and then we'll the next 2 weeks after that will be on a Monday. So so I'm glad you guys are all here. This week, we kind of did things a little differently, and we have 3 of our Diamond coaches sharing certain things about personal development and goal setting, which I think is great for the end of the month because a lot of us are kind of struggling. May is a tough month, and I've heard a lot of coaches say that they're struggling and they're stuck at Success Club Zero, or they're just kind of in a rut and they feel like they're just, they lost steam and momentum. So, I know for me, personal development is so huge towards the end of the month to kick things into gear, to keep things going and end the month strong. And goal setting is still important. Yes, we set our goals at the beginning of the month, and I set them at the beginning of the week. I have a certain goal that I set on a Monday, and especially at the end of the month, I want to finish strong. So I know you guys are with me. I know you guys want to do the same. So that's why I brought these ladies on, Sheryl Jesin, Stephanie Francis, and Devynn Bohn, who are going to be sharing. I don't know who's starting, but who's up first? All right.
I'm starting.
Are you talking about goals, right? Or I'll just let you take it away.
Well, we're all
to me too, guys. So I don't know what they're talking about. They plan this all by themselves, so I'm super proud of them. So, all right, go ahead, take it away, ladies.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sheryl Jesin, and I am a new Diamond coach, meaning I just went Diamond recently, and I've been a coach for about 2 years. And today, we're going to be talking about creating a vision through goal setting and personal development. And we're each going to talk for about 10 minutes. We're going to talk about some things that have worked for us in terms of goal setting and personal development. So I know for me, for the longest time, I really wanted to know like the secret, like what makes a coach successful, what is the secret to success. And I watched like a lot of YouTube videos and listened to National Wake Up Call for, with top 10 coaches and superstar diamond coaches. And I was always looking for the secret. And I think what I've come to learn is that there isn't a secret. The secret really is just the vital behaviors and doing them consistently. And for me, the vital behavior that's really been important to me is personal development. So I've had some ups and downs in my business over the past 2 years, but since January, I feel like things have gone consistently up for me, and I attribute that to personal development. I know I always tried to do personal development in the past, and I set a goal for myself to read one personal development book a month, but it kind of never happened. Like I would read like a little bit here and there, but I never was reading anything consistently. And then in January, I set a goal for myself to read or to listen to 4 personal development books a month. Because I heard this fact that the average American reads about 1 book a year, but the average CEO reads 60 books a year. And personally, I'd rather be in the company of the average CEO than the average American. And when you think about it, we all really are the CEOs of our own business. So for me, personal development has really given me the courage and the skills necessary to do another one of the vital behaviors that really is crucial to success, and that is inviting. I realized when I was kind of thinking at the beginning of the year where I was lacking in this business, I think my business was stagnating because I wasn't very consistent with inviting. And personal development has really, really helped me with inviting. Part of inviting is attracting and connecting with your potential customers and via social media. And for me, I've been able to do that thanks to personal development. I always have something interesting and inspirational to post on social media thanks to what I'm reading in personal development. And for me, my ideal customer or my ideal coach will be inspired by the things that I'm posting on social media related to personal development. I actually post a lot about personal development on social media because I love it so much and because I think it's so important for us in our success in health and fitness and in our success as a coach. So I feel like my ideal customer or my ideal coach will love personal development and will be inspired by what I post. So I do post a lot about personal development. So what I found is if you read enough personal development books, themes will start to emerge and you'll kind of hear the same things over in different formats by different authors. And but just because you heard an idea once, it doesn't mean that you never need to hear it again. I kind of look at it the same way I look at working out. Like just because you do a bicep curl one day, it doesn't mean you never need to do it again. You have to keep doing it consistently for your muscle to grow. And it's kind of the same thing for personal development, for you to really like understand it and for you to really, for it to really sink in. And so you can apply it, like you need to keep hearing it over and over again. So the three themes that I'm going to talk about, like three themes that have emerged from personal development for me that have been super important in my business. Comments, but I'll get to them at the end if that's okay. So three themes that have emerged from like all of my personal development that I've done. One, you need to envision where you want to be in your business and you need to act as if you are already there. So to me, this was super important. I had a goal of going diamond, and I really spent time like since January until I hit that goal, envisioning myself there. So I literally pictured opening up my Coach online office and seeing the word diamond under the rank instead of the word emerald. I like pictured what it would feel like to see that. And I also pictured what it would feel like to wake up on a Thursday morning and have like the announcement made that I turned diamond. For some reason that really motivated me. So I kept picturing that. And I found that if you, the reason why it works, like if you vision something, if you keep picturing something in your mind, your brain will start to figure out ways for you to get there. So if you picture yourself diamond, your brain will start to figure out what you need to do to become diamond. And if you like picture yourself just as like a coach or just as emerald, your brain will only help you get that far. So I really pictured myself being a diamond. And I also tried to act as if I was already a diamond coach. So for example, like I would find myself scrolling through Facebook instead of doing work. And I would say to myself, would a diamond coach scroll through Facebook or would they spend their time creating content or sending out invitations? A diamond coach would stop the scroll and would send out invitations and create content. And I would also ask myself, would a diamond coach be scared to invite people to the coaching opportunity? Or would a diamond coach feel confident to do it and just invite everyone and be excited? A diamond coach would be excited about it, whereas maybe a coach or an emerald coach would be nervous about inviting people. So that was the first thing, was really envisioning where I wanted to be and acting as if I was already there. So the second thing, you need to set crazy, ridiculous goals and be a little bit unreasonable and obsessive in obtaining them. So I used to set Success Club 5 or Success Club 10 as my goal, and I would miss it quite often. I wasn't very consistent with hitting that. Or if I would get it, it would be like on the last day of the month. That's what would happen every month. And then in January, I decided to just like be crazy and set Success Club 20 as my goal. And I haven't quite gotten there yet. I got to 18 once, which was really exciting. But since I've done that, I've consistently hit Success Club 10, and I've hit it earlier in the month than before. So where like Success Club 20 honestly seemed like a ridiculous goal for me, but I just set it anyways. And I've gotten so much higher than I would have if I'd set Success Club 5 or Success Club 10 as a goal. The third theme that has emerged from my personal development was you really need to take massive amounts of action to be successful in this business. So whatever you're doing now, whatever actions you're taking every day, you need to take 10 times more action. And this is from a book that I love, which is called The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. And so like instead of reading for 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, what about if you read for an hour a day? And instead of reading 1 book a month, what if you read 4 books a month? And if you were inviting like 1 person a day, why don't you try inviting 10 people a day? And instead of following up with 1 person a day, follow up with 10 people a day. So really go through what you're doing every day and be honest with yourself actually how much you're doing, and then multiply that by 10. And you'll just get to your goals that much faster. Okay, so it's hard to read 4 books a month. Like it's time consuming, right? But what I've done is I try to read 1 book in hard copy a month and listen to 3 other books a month. So listening to books has been amazing for me because I find it hard to just sit still and concentrate on reading. But I can listen to a book in the car or while I'm folding laundry or while I'm making dinner, and I just can put headphones in and I get through so many books that way. So you can use the Audible app to listen to audiobooks, and it's amazing and I highly recommend it. And I've also found that from my local public library, you can take out audiobooks for free, and I've taken advantage of that too since I'm going through so many a month. So a few books that I really love. I mentioned The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. I love that book in audio format. He's funny. He will motivate you. Like for me, that was like a game-changing book in my business. It really, I go back and I listen to chapters every now and then because it's just that amazing. Another book that I loved was Awaken the Giant Within. That was by Tony Robbins. I read that as a hard copy book. It's really dense. Like there's so much information in it, and I could only get through like a few pages a day because there was just tons and tons of info in it. But I got so many posts on Facebook out of that book. Like I got like hundreds of posts from that book, which was amazing. Another book that I just read, it's 10 Secrets for Success and Inner Peace by Wayne Dyer. He's also amazing. He has so many YouTube videos out there, and he is just great for like confidence and just being a better person. And also 2 other books that I really liked are by Brian Tracy, The Art of Closing the Sale and Be a Sales Superstar. I know like we often are like, oh, I hate sales. I don't want to be salesy. Like we often are. But at the end of the day, we are selling something. We are selling the workout programs and Shakeology. And I heard recently that like another way of thinking about the coaching opportunity is that is also a product that we offer. So we are selling that too in some respect. And for me, I found like I was just lacking the skills necessary in closing a sale. Like I didn't know what to say at the end of a conversation with someone. And so the art of closing the sale was huge for me. I just got so many practical ideas on just what to say. And I think that by having the confidence in knowing what to say at the end of a sale, I feel like I closed a lot more sales that way. So one final thought. Yep.
Sorry, can you name the first book again? It was a long time.
Yeah. The first book is called The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. A final thought. I think this thought is actually from the 10X Rule. So I'm going to attribute it to Grant Cardone. He says, an unsuccessful person looks at a $30 book and either tries to figure out how to get it for $12 or borrows it from a friend or just like worries about how they're going to pay for it. But a successful person looks at a $30 book, buys it immediately, can't wait to take it home and start reading it, because they know there could be one paragraph or one idea in that book that could make you $1 million. And I think it's so true. So you might not love every single book that you read, but in every single book, I know for sure that I've gotten a few ideas that have more than paid for that book, and that have really moved my business to the next level. So just to conclude, invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to pay for books and pay for Audible books. They're always worth it. Believe in yourself, set crazy goals, and take massive action to achieve them.
Awesome. I'm taking notes too here.
I see, Michelle, can you give us a list of books you've read this year? Yeah, I can post that in Team Rise Up. I'll post a list of all of them.
No, but you gave us quite a few, a handful of good ones, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Great stuff. Thank you, Sheryl. Who's up next?
Was I up next? I can't remember. Okay. Hi, I'm Stephanie Francis. I've been a Diamond since April, and I've been a coach for 1.5 years. And tonight, I'm just going to kind of follow up with some personal stories, some things that worked for me. I'm always looking for tips to pass on to my coaches, and I'm always looking for hints and tips from people who have already had success. So I just wanted to say a little bit about the personal development. I probably didn't do any personal development for the first year that I was a coach. I had all I could do to get all my trainings done, to listen to the wake-up calls, to post my posts, to keep on top of my challenges, on top of my full-time job. I also have 3 children. I'm married to a husband who has a great job, but he travels a lot. So it was I really wanted to be a coach, but I felt like I was doing as much as I possibly can, and it really didn't include personal development. I didn't even have time to read papers that came home from school, let alone read a personal development book. So during one of our team calls, I was listening to Michelle File, and she mentioned that she watches YouTube videos, she listened to podcasts, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's personal development? I can do that, So as soon as I got that go ahead from her, I started listening to as much as I could. It was exciting to log into YouTube and type in any question I had, and there would be a ton of videos. So that's kind of how I got started. And I would say probably in the past 5-6 months, I've read about 4 or 5 books, which is a lot for me. If you're all busy moms, like my only time to read is like the 5 minutes in the bathroom I get alone, maybe once or twice a day. So that's about the extent of my reading time. So the first point that I wanted to talk about was, what do I do for my goals? I'm a very visual person. So I have a whiteboard next to my desk that I write my monthly goals on in dry eraser. And I feel like every time I have taken the time to write my goals down on this board, I have met most of them. I also have started writing down on a Post-it note and keeping it right in my notebook, on top of my notebook every day, so I can see it when I get my calendar out. Okay, and so I can see that every day. And then I've started to do like some daily goals as well. I made up my own BAP form because I really was a little too overwhelmed by the one that Beachbody provided us. So I kind of simplified it for myself and for my team. And I have blank spots for each reach out that I want to do, each invite that I want to do, and I can fill in the names. So if on one day I don't meet my 5 invites, those spots are empty. I have to fill those in the next day. So that's kind of how I try to get all of my goals met for the week. I've made a lot of my own tracking forms just because I feel so lost with the organizational process. So I feel like if I can make a form or a chart that I can track my goals and keep on top of that, that's what I do to kind of reach my daily goals. I also wanted to share my story about December. I had a really rough December. I was at Success Club for 14 months. December came along and I was at 0. So I was pushing through December, pushing, and I knew exactly what I did. I did not go through all the steps I needed to do in November to have a successful December. And I knew that. I slacked off. I was getting ready for Christmas and holidays. November, I did not do what I was supposed to do. Well, it showed up in December, and I finished off the month with a Success Club 0. And it really hit me very hard. I lost my all-stars that I had, and I remember messaging Amy, are you sure there's no way I can get this back? And it was really emotional. I felt like I had worked hard. I'm at Success Club every month that I had started coaching. So it was kind of a point at the beginning of January where I said I need to either give it my all or I'm done. Like I can't deal with this stress. I work so hard and something's got to change. So I kind of emailed Amy and she said, remember why you started coaching. Just remember back. What is your why? Why did you want to do this? And I'm so glad I did, because then I listened in on one of the team calls, and it was the one about vision boards. So that was kind of a changing call for me, because we were making vision boards along with everybody that was on the call, and it really makes you stop and think about what you want to do and where you want to go. So I made my vision board, and it is on the front of my 3-ring binder that I look at every single day. And as I achieve things on my vision board, I put little sparkly green smiley face stickers. And this is what has been getting me through from January. Sorry. It's still emotional to think back to December. I was just so mad and so angry. I was just angry at everybody for not hitting Success Club. I was angry with myself. I was angry with, everything. And so I just decided I needed to either turn it around or be done. So I decided to do this vision board. And I'm glad I decided to stay on, because all of a sudden I had 4 of my best challengers want to sign on as coaches. And I'm like, this is a sign. I need to sit down and learn how to be a leader. So I guess the point of that is, however you need to write down those goals, think about them, get them down so you can look at them every day and know what direction you're going towards. It's so important. Like on the vision board that Amy had us make, we had personal goals, business goals, relationship goals. I have finished decorating my house on there, just like things that you need to feel like it's going to bring your whole life together. I'm sorry. What? Where's the food? Kitchen. Go down and look for it. Okay. I'm sorry. Gracie,
That's life.
Right now. It's in the back room. Oh my God. Every
I love it.
time.
It's okay. That's life. You're a mom. It's all good.
My 13-year-old, nonetheless, not my 5-year-old, my 13-year-old. So anyway.
Oh, I love it.
Amy Saunders knows, because she's always on my Zoom calls and she always pops in. So anyway, the third point that I wanted to make is that Amy and Brian do a great job forming these push groups. Whether it's new coach to emerald, emerald to diamond, diamond to dollars, you guys need to take advantage of this. I cannot tell you how much these groups have made me grow as a coach. Last summer, they did a Shake the Rank group, and our goal was to ask so many people, invite them to the coaching opportunity every day, and you earn points. I mean, how simple is that? But I'm the type of person, like, I need to be accountable. I need to be able to report into somebody and know that somebody is wondering how many people I'm inviting a day. And I think once we get to these levels as diamond coaches, you know, we kind of lose that accountability, you know, like I need to report to somebody. Those push groups are the key to move forward. You know, the trainings, the videos, the accountability that they provide is so important. I did the Diamond to Dollar group. I turned diamond because of that challenge. I won money because I was able to participate in that group. I signed on coaches. I got so out of my comfort zone. It was crazy. And the thing was, you needed to sign on 6 new coaches within this time frame. And I had just signed on 4 of my best challengers. So I was like, come on, I just signed on 4 challengers as coaches. Now I have to find 6 more. So somehow that happened. But when I signed up for it, I'm like, oh, I'll just pay the $20 and I'll get all the great information. But there's no way I'm going to turn diamond in 8 weeks. You know, I can't sign on 6 coaches. But like Sheryl said, I set my goal really high. And when I started to sign on a couple coaches, I'm like, oh my gosh, I only need 4 more. Like, this is doable. So I'm going for the jackpot, you know? So you guys need to take advantage of those. I mean, they provide us with videos that you might not necessarily see. They provide you with tips. You get to work closely with other people who have the same goals. You share strategies. And I just think that's so important. So those are my little tips, and I hope they help you guys a little bit.
For sure. Thank you, Stephanie. You definitely have grown so much just in the past, just since I've met you, honestly. You've done so great. And I just have to touch on, one of your points is that you guys truly do have to know your why. And it can't be just something that's, simple. And maybe when you sign up as a coach, your why is to help people. And I think that's a common goal that we all have. That's why we joined the business. But you have to really sit there and think deeper. Is that, the fact you want to help people, is that going to push you through on a tough day? Is that going to push you through when you really don't feel like messaging 5 more people? You really have to think deep. And I have had a why that wasn't quite strong enough. And I knew it wasn't the right why because I got sidetracked and I kind of let the passion escape me. When I found my true why again, it lit a fire. And I knew that I was in this for the long haul. Okay. So you're going to hit these roadblocks where you're like, okay, I've reached this one goal. I've reached this awesome, goal that I set for myself. And you can't, sit there and think that that's as high as you can go, because the potential in this business to go as high as the heck you want is just, it's crazy, but you have to be willing to set higher goals. You have to be willing to constantly figure out what your why is. So there's different whys, your whys are going to change. It's going to be like, okay, this year my why is this, and I'm going to accomplish this. And then next year I'm going to have a different why. This is what's going to push me on those tough days. Because I can tell you that I had a why, at first, when I first started this year, my why was to help my coaches, to get them to reach their goals, because Brian and I had reached our goals and we were home with our kids. And I wanted to help my coaches. And honestly, yes, that's what I want to do. But is that something that's going to push me through really, really deep on the tough days to get me through? And I knew I needed something more emotional. And I have a family that struggles financially. And we have to pay for them to come here to visit, because they're my kids' only cousins. And I think for me, I want to help them financially more. So that's what's driving me. And that's emotional. And that's something that's going to make me cry, So I say it all the time. Your why has to make you cry. You really literally have to have something that's deep and powerful in you it's going to push you on those days when you're struggling to find, that passion and that motivation. So I just wanted to touch on that. So I appreciate you sharing your why, and she got emotional because her why is personal and it's touching to her. And I love the vision board thing, and maybe we'll have to do that call again because we have so many, new coaches on the team, but creating a vision board is so important. And the fact that you have it right there on your binder, looking at you every day, I mean, those are the things that are pushing you, and you had a tough month, but you came back from it. So that goes to show you that even though you have a tough month, it doesn't mean that you cannot get back in the game. If you really stay focused on what truly matters to you, why you started the business. So thanks so much, Stephanie. Awesome. Thank you. All right. We have Devynn.
Hey guys. I have a cold, so I don't sound so awesome, but it's okay. So I am clearly not as prepared as my fellow diamond coaches that spoke. It's fantastic. So you might hear me blabber on a little bit, but I'll try to keep it contained. I have some notes. Okay, so the first one is kind of echo a lot of what they said, but set your Success Club goals high and your goal in the business high. And I know that sounds repetitive, and I know that we hear that all the time, but when I first started as a coach, I had no freaking clue what Success Club was, and there weren't like getting started right calls and stuff back then. That wasn't really a thing. And so I had no idea what I was doing. And the first few months as a coach, I was just kind of getting my bearings. And then at the end of the year, I started hearing everybody was getting excited to go on a cruise. And I was like, what? I want to go on a cruise. And unbeknownst to me, I had almost earned the entire cruise, but I didn't know about the cruise. And so I was ticked because I had no idea that this was a thing. So anyways, I kind of realized this all in December, and I decided, well, from January on, I was hitting Success Club 10. Keep in mind, I had hit success, but it wasn't like I was hitting big numbers. I didn't really know what I was doing, selling challenge packs here and there. So I decided in December that starting January 1st, I was going to be hitting Success Club 10 every month. So Success Club, of course, January is usually an easier month, so I hit that no problem. And then we were starting Cup month, and Amy asked me to be on her Cup team, and I was like, me? Seriously? I didn't know I was even on Amy's radar as anybody that would qualify to get big points. And I remember Amy, we were talking, and she's like, okay, I'm going to aim for SC 100. Like, I am on the wrong team. I was like, there's no way I should even be here. And I remember you saying that, and I was like, frick, okay, I'll get 10. But then we kind of realized that we had to get 35 in order for your points to count. So I started freaking out a little bit. But I was like, okay. And I hadn't even hit 20. I don't even know if I'd hit 15. So I was like, okay, I'll aim for 35. And then I remember hitting 35 and thinking, okay, I can aim for 50. I'll hit 50, and then I hit 50, and then I remember thinking, frick, well, I'm just going to aim for 100 too then. So I ended up ending at 85, and I remember thinking, if I can hit 85 in 1 month, frick, I can hit 10 any given month of any year. And so I find myself, after pulling out an insane number and working freaking hard that month to get that number, but I did work hard. And the last day of that month, I think I pulled out 35 points that day. So it can be done. But it was after like that experience that really changed my opinion on what I could do in the business. And so then that's when my goals were non-negotiable SC10 every single month, period. And that was 29 months ago. And it has been consistent because I just don't sleep until I hit SC10, period. And so set your goals high and be dang consistent. You're going to have months that suck. You're going to have months that are way harder than others. And April was a hard month for everybody. And I will tell you, I am so freaking consistent in my business that April was the month my dad died, and I still pulled out like an 18 or something because I am so consistent in my business. And so, you know, like no excuses. I took 2 weeks off of life after he died, and I still got numbers that I shouldn't have got in a really hard month. But it was because I work my business every day. So be consistent. Those vital behaviors are there for a reason. So that's kind of like my goal setting little spiel. Personal development is like my favorite thing ever. So I was excited that we got to talk about personal development. Somebody is bringing out a pile of books. Jessie has a pile of books. I just saw that. I love books, but I'm a fan of Audible because I work full time, but I get to sit at a computer and work. So I listen to Audible. I too do about a book a week. That's kind of my average. But there's days where I'll listen for 5 hours, and if it's a really good book. So I'm a big fan of personal development. If I had done personal development, I would not be at Success Club 10 Legend. I would not even be in the business anymore if I didn't do personal development. That is the honest truth. I work full time. I have 3 little kids. My husband's just finished school, stuff on. If I listen to uplifting information every single day that made me want to be better, I would have quit 3 years ago. But because I listen to my personal development, it really makes me believe that I can do this. And I know I can. I just have to be consistent. I just have to keep working it. So there was like the running joke that Devynn was going to be the eternal emerald on Team Rise Up for a very long time. I don't know if you remember it, like the joke in Cancun, the joke at Summit. But I did finally hit that. But if I hadn't been doing my personal development and believing, like Sheryl was saying, the 10X rule is a great book. Things like that make you push harder, do more. It's all great to say, I worked for 3 hours today, but you lied because all you did was scroll Facebook. That doesn't count. When you're reading personal development and it's making you believe that you need to reach out to people, that people need to hear your story, scrolling Facebook is not an option. So I scroll Facebook 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. That's it. The rest of it, if I'm on Facebook, I'm in the Messenger app and I'm not scrolling Facebook. So scrolling Facebook doesn't count as work. If you think it does, you fool yourself. So personal development goes on, Messenger if I need to respond, and then I have my power hour that I am pretty religious about. I do 2 power hours a day, and while I'm doing my power hour, you bet that my Audible is on the computer next to me going all the time. I also have a deal with my kids. We live about 30 minutes out of town, and so the deal is if mommy can listen to a personal development on the way into town, they can watch a movie on the way home. And it has sparked some very interesting conversations with my 10-year-old and my 8-year-old. So start them young. Okay, I think that is kind of, and I was just going to share some of my books that I really love. I'll post them in TRU as well. But my favorite book is Relentless. It's by Tim S. Grover. There is some language in it, so you're not going to want to play this one around the littles. He was the personal trainer to Michael Jordan, Bryant. Like, he's amazing. And so he just talks about how you go from good to great to relentless. And so you're good and you're doing great things, but until you're unstoppable, you're not where you need to be. So it's fantastic. You're a Badass by Jen Sincero. I think most of us have probably heard about that one by now. I love listening to that one. Every once in a while I need a little pick-me-up. I'll just throw that one on. GoPro. I'm a big fan of GoPro. Not everybody loves GoPro. Eric Worre is the author, and it just dissects network marketing. And so I really love the technical aspects and how he just gives you great ideas on your follow-up. And so I don't lose people to my sales anymore where I say, okay, I'm going to buy a challenge pack, and then you send them the link, and then you're playing the waiting game. Like, I'm sure we're not alone on that. GoPro stops that because he tells you it's an appointment. You make that appointment. So I say, okay, well, what time tonight works for you to buy that challenge pack? Oh, 7 o'clock. Great. I'll be on there. I always say, I just like to make sure that I'm online and available in case you're into any problems. What I really mean is I'm online to make sure you buy that challenge pack. But we say it nicely. But that GoPro was a huge game changer for me as far as making appointments. The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz is a good one. Just makes you believe in yourself and that you are made for greater things. I love Simon Sinek, and so Start With Why. A super crucial book. I've probably listened to that book 10 times. And then Entree Leadership, for those that are wanting to build teams. Entree Leadership by Dave Ramsey. Fantastic. And it was actually a prize for Success Club, I don't know, a couple of years ago. So it's a good. In fact, I have it in hardcover, and then I have it on Audible as well. And then right now I'm reading Ask Gary B. It's the new Gary Vaynerchuk, really long. It's 11 hours, but it's his newest book. He's amazing. So that's what I'm reading right now. But they're all amazing. Audible's amazing. So it's worth my $14 a month, and then I buy the 3 other books at the 20% discount or whatever every month. And I keep saying I'm going to go to the library, but Audible's right here, so I just keep buying Audible. Anyways, I hope that helps and makes some sense.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Thanks, Devynn. And I'll touch on a couple things that she said. Team cups. I know, gosh, I'm not sure when the next one is. I should probably look that up. But team cups are very important to get on. It gives you that team atmosphere. And what Devynn was talking about is how we pushed our goals. Yes, we set high goals. We wanted to go for number 1. We wanted to go for the top prize. We didn't quite get there. We came in second out of a gazillion teams, which is awesome. But I think what happened was me saying Success Club 100 was scary to me. It was like, oh my God, there's probably no way this is going to happen, but I'm going to shoot for it. Okay. And Devynn did the same thing. And I felt like after I set that goal, everyone else was stepping up and setting high goals. So you have to be that leader sometimes and set high goals and show people that you can do it. Even if you can't, you show them that you believe in yourself enough to set that goal. Okay. I reached Success Club 100 and something. I got, was it 30? 130? Yeah. So that was a crazy month. 21 Day Fix came out that month. So we kind of did our thing, but the thing is we didn't focus on points. We were more like, let's see how many more lives we can help. Let's see how many more people do we need to help to achieve our goal. Okay. So we focused in on changing lives that month, and oh my God, Devynn, what was the total? I know at the end, I added up all the successful points and numbers of how many people, hundreds of lives that we changed that month on our team. It was crazy.
So we ended at SC 401 or something.
The total points between all 5 of us was 400 and something. So pretty crazy. I mean, I know Crystal Morrison reached 97 points or something like that. And it was insane. But obviously that's not something we're going to achieve every month. That's not something I set at least Success Club 30 a month. Okay. But it just goes to show you that you can set higher goals for yourself. If you're reaching Success Club 5 right now, push it to Success Club 10. It's 2 more lives. If you just think about it as lives, you're helping 3 people each month and you've hit that consistently. Why not add 2 more people to that list and change 2 more lives and reach 10? Because we all know as an Emerald coach, if you reach Success Club 10, you're gonna get those free leads through Beachbody, and they're the Success Club leads. So you're gonna get free money through that. It's gonna pay for it so much. So team cups are important. It creates that team atmosphere. You're all pushing each other to reach your goals, which is awesome. Personal development, I'll talk a little bit about that because I did not do that much when I first started as a coach. We had vital behaviors. Personal development wasn't always on the list. I think it came out, I don't remember when, but when they first came out with personal development, I struggled. I was like, oh my God, I'm so busy. I'm not gonna have time to read. And to sit there with an actual physical book in my hand was just like, I don't know who mentioned it, but yeah, you have to be in the bathroom and sit for 5 or 10 minutes in the toilet and read. But I could barely even do that. It was like I had kids knocking on the door and I'm going to the bathroom. I'm like, I'm trying to read. Right? So I discovered the same thing, YouTube. I can tell you guys that YouTube is such a valuable source to you guys in your business. You can search anything on YouTube. When Brian joined the business, he didn't go into the Coach Online office. He didn't go to our training. He went to YouTube and he searched everything that he wanted to know about on YouTube. All the top coaches, a lot of coaches share what they're doing on YouTube. So it's there for you. It's free. Go in there and search things on YouTube. So what has it done for me? I was probably the least confident person when I started this business, super shy. I struggled to get on calls. I remember the first team call, which I was on with my upline sponsors who are no longer really in the business. But when I joined that call, my heart, you guys, was out of my chest and like I was sweating buckets. And they asked me to like, I wasn't even like I was speaking on the call. They just asked me to unmute myself to talk about something I had achieved. And I flipped out. Like that was scary to me. These type of calls used to be scary to me, but it's not anymore. And honestly, you guys, the more you do these things, the more comfortable you're going to feel. Okay. The more you get out there, the more videos you create. One thing I did when I started the 21-day reset, I almost said refresh, that's 3-day refresh. But the 21-day reset, I just did a video blog, a vlog, they call it. Just a teeny little video every day. And it wasn't like I was like putting it out there for tons of people to be seen, but it was helping my confidence to make a 2-minute video every day just about how I did with the reset and how I'm feeling. And people saw my videos, you know, they'd reach out to me and be like, hey, you know, I decided to reset because I saw your videos. I'm like, oh my God, you watch those? You know, like, it's probably awful. I can't even imagine going back and watching them. But I did them. I did the videos because I knew it was going to help my confidence. I never imagined when I started this business that I would have a big team. I was like, okay, I'm going to be a coach. This is something fun. But thinking about having a big team frightened the crap out of me. And I never saw myself as a leader. So it was something that I struggled with. So I dove into personal development. I dove into You Are a Badass helped me so much. And this wasn't even that long ago. But I still struggle at times with the confidence thing. So these things help me so much. The Confidence Gap is one that I just started, which is amazing. That's one that's on the list. Another great book, but I will let you know how that one is as I finish it. But I mostly do audio, and I mostly do podcasts in my car. Okay, if you can go in, you can listen to national calls on iTunes, you guys. Okay, you just go in, download the app, or go look up Team Beachbody on iTunes, and all the past national calls will be on there. You can listen to them, even if you don't have time during the day. Listen to it while you're in your car driving your kids to school or on your way home. And then I would just always search YouTube and look up on iTunes. I think a couple of the ones that I love to listen to on iTunes are Christine Dwyer, Janelle Summers. Can you think of any others on iTunes? Do you listen to any on there, Devin? Was that Shailene? Shailene Johnson, she's another good one too. Sorry, I can't hear you.
School of Greatness by Lewis Howes is really good.
Who's that?
School of Greatness by Lewis Howes.
Oh, I'll have to write that down. Okay. And that's iTunes too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
And another short one is, if they're just like 10 or 12 minutes, is The Charged Life by Brendan Burchard.
Yes.
They're really great and they're short.
That is a good one. I like that. 10 minutes is like all it takes for me to get to school, so that's perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So yeah. And then, you know, Devin mentioned scrolling Facebook. Yes. I mean, everyone does it. It happens. You just happen to be on the newsfeed and you scroll. I find something that helps me so much is having my list made out the night before of what I need to do first thing in the morning, so that I'm not just hopping on and scrolling Facebook. I do not, if I forget one night, like I think last night I wasn't feeling well and I woke up this morning with a cold. I did not have my list, and I literally was like staring at the computer like, what the heck? Like, I don't know if it's the cold affecting my head, but I don't think it is, because I swear I rely so much on my list that if I don't have it, I'm like looking at the screen like, what am I going to do? You know, like, what do I do now? So really having it in order of importance of what you're going to do each day. So, you know, following up, answering messages, inviting, those are the things that come first, because those are the things in the business that are going to help to drive my business forward. Connecting with my coaches, connecting on Team Rise Up, things like that, I do first, and then I will go in and do whatever, make fancy pictures, or do my new coach welcome pictures, things like that, because I could spend an hour on making new coach pictures, but it's not something that I'm going to sit there and do first. You have to prioritize and do the important things first. What else did I have here? You guys did so awesome. You shared so many good things. I hope you guys took some notes, because I have quite a bit of notes here. Sheryl did say, picturing yourself and acting as a diamond. And Devynn said she would forever be, an emerald. And I had the same feeling, and I still do. I'm still sitting at 6-star diamond qualifying, but I've been 5-star, you guys, since I think my second year, so that's a long time. And it does show you the struggle of getting those stars. Sometimes you lose them. Sometimes you gain another one, or you gain it on your second business center and it doesn't count towards your first. So the struggle is real and it's there, and that can play with your confidence. But I made it a goal to focus more on the income and the volume, and to stray a little bit further away from the rank. But there is part of me that struggles with the confidence. I'm like, I don't want my coaches to think I'm going to be 5-star forever. I have to rank advance so that they see that it can still happen at that level. So yeah, I'm sitting at 6-star qualifying. Hopefully in a few weeks I will reach that. But yeah, it'll play with your mind. So try not to compare yourself to others. I see so many coaches that have skyrocketed to 15-star beyond me, but I don't let that get to me, because I know that I'm on my own journey, and all of you guys are on your own journey. Whether you're a new coach, you've been in this business for 5-6 years, you're all on your own separate journey. So don't let, any of that steal that joy away from you if you're seeing someone succeed faster than you. It's just super important to dive into that personal development to help yourself feel more confident. What else? I know I wanted to touch on one more thing that Sheryl mentioned. I love what Sheryl said about, 10 times, whatever you're doing now, think of something that you can, multiply that 10 times. If you're sending, and I say this all the time, but I like how she really put it in the aspect of multiplying it by 10, because, if you're sending out 5 invites a day and you may not be reaching your goals with that 5 invites a day, up your game and send some more invites and send more follow-ups. My inbox has so many messages sent each day. I think today was a little less, but I think even today when I wasn't feeling good this morning, I think I have like 25 messages that I sent out. So I try to at least aim for 25, whether it's follow-ups or invites to coaching or invites to challenge groups. The more messages you're going to send out, the more conversations you have going, the more people you're going to have join you. Okay. And you really just have to leap over that wall of faith, and you have to leap over that fear and just do it. It's going to really help you with your confidence. The more you do it, the more you invite, the more you follow up, the more, confident you're going to feel. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments so I can get everyone before we end the call here. Okay. Yes. I mean, it's good to call yourself out sometimes. There's times when I'm looking at my month and I'm like, ooh, I'm not where I need to be this month. And I look at my invites and I look at my follow-ups. I'm like, oh, I haven't been sending out as many. And I don't work as much on the weekends, but I still get my invites out. I still follow up. I still answer my messages. I'm with my kids. I'm with my family. There is so many awesome things about this business, so much freedom that we have. But I don't just stop working because I reach a goal. I don't just stop because it's a weekend. I may just get up a little earlier. I may go to bed after the kids go to bed, but I'm still setting my goals and I'm still pushing past goals, even if I reach them, So, I know some people think, well, when you get to a certain point in your business, or you become 5-star or whatever, 6-star, 7-star, then maybe you can coast a little bit, but that's not me. And I wasn't one that got to diamond and was like, okay, this is enough. I reached, I'm a leader now. I'm a diamond. I always wanted more. And I always knew the potential of this business. And, now that I know it, I want more, and I want you guys to want more. So really push and set your goals and make it a monthly thing to, have a certain amount of people that you want to help. And just think about it that way. I'm going to help 5 people this month. Don't say, I think I'm going to. Say, I will, and I am going to, okay? Because that's another thing I used to do. I used to question myself. I used to say, I think I'm going to, and Brian would just look at me and be like, no, you're gonna, So I have that mindset now where I'm going to do it, you know? You have to have that confidence to, you know, push yourself further in the business. So I think that was it. I think there was, let's see. Does anyone have any questions? I did want to open up and see if anyone had any questions in the comments, or you can unmute yourself. You can ask any of these ladies any questions, maybe spend 5 minutes on questions. Anyone?
Can I make one point quick?
Sure.
I don't want you guys to think that because you might not be diamonds or you might not be emerald or whatever, that you can't go to summit, that you can't win these trips, that you can't go on those things, because those trips and summit were changers for me too. Knowing that I could work full time and still earn the trips, and you know that I'm a wedding photographer, so summers are like go time for me, and I turn away work so I can go to summit. And I remember it just happened to be that when my first summit was in Vegas, and I just remember thinking, okay, I won't book a wedding, and I was really like, that's thousands of dollars I'm turning away to go spend money to go to this thing. And I remember freaking out, and then I remember talking to you guys at Summit and saying, I don't know if I can like not book weddings to go to the Summit, and it just had to just decide that Summit was happening, I am going. And so you guys need to get to those things, and don't think that it doesn't matter what level you're at your business. These events are amazing. So make that goal to get there. And my family, there's 5 of us, so flying would cost us thousands and thousands of dollars. So we road trip because we're insane. And so make it happen. Do what you need to do. But if we can drive 32 hours to Summit, you can drive. It's fun.
That's awesome. Good point. Good point. And I have had, you know, coaches come to me that are coach level or emerald level, and they're like, can I go to Summit? I'm like, heck yes, you can go. You know, anyone can go to Summit, you know, and this is something that's going to light your fire and push you to want to be emerald and want to be diamond. I can't even tell you the amount of coaches that have maybe lost their spark, or maybe they were brand new and they just didn't get that momentum yet. They go to Summit, they come back, and they're reinvigorated and they're on fire and ready to go. All of a sudden they come back with this big, huge why, and they're ready to set these goals and go for it. And that's what Summit will do for you guys. So we're going to have a great time. And I hope that even if you're sitting on this call and you're questioning going, go. It could totally change the course of your business for sure. So, thanks, Devin. Good point. Anyone else have any questions?
I was just going to say, Devin could set up a professional coach photo shoot and make some money while you're there.
Oh, we could have some team shots. And
Professional.
He's a professional photographer too. We've got a couple on the team.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually don't want to work while I'm there, but
That's right. It's all about the fun and learning, of course. Awesome. Anybody, any questions on goal setting, personal development, anything that was discussed on the call? You guys can go ahead and unmute for sure.
Hi, I just wanted to share something, Jessie.
Sure. Hi, Jessie.
Hi, I know you saw my pile of books. So I was going through them to see which one is really good, and unfortunately I only have like 3 that are in English. Everything else is in Spanish. But this one right here, especially for our business, Building Friends and Influence People, it's amazing, but Dale Carnegie, it's been printed for over 70 years, and as you can see, it's like very old and like highlighted and, you know, things there. But it's a great book, so like start on making relationship with people. So like I'm gonna reread the book because I read it like a few years ago. So it's always good to come back to them. But I think it will really help us, especially for me, because like I was telling Michelle the other day, like I was the type of people that like I don't want to add people to my Facebook. Like I was like that kind of picky person. I'm like, no, if I don't know you, met you, have a close relationship with, you're not going. So my Facebook went from like 200 and something friends to like almost 1,000. So like I have to learn how to build those relationships for them to keep there. So I just wanted to share the book is very good.
That's awesome. Yeah, that is a great book, and I have heard that. I want to go get that one myself, because the whole center and the core of this business is building relationships, and that book will definitely help you get started, you know, reaching out to people. Awesome. And I know that, Jessie, that's so true, that so many coaches are really kind of afraid to get out there and add people that they don't know to their Facebook. But you just kind of have to go after your target market, think about people that you can relate well to, and then add them to your Facebook, and then, you know, continue to foster that relationship so that they don't feel like strangers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? No. Anyone? All right, well, if not, we will end the call here. We stuck to an hour, so that's awesome. But, you know, I just personally want to thank Sheryl and Stephanie and Devynn for doing this call and for getting together on your Zoom chat and putting this call together on your own. It really shows that you guys are stepping out as leaders and you're doing amazing things on your teams. So I appreciate you guys sharing a lot about goal setting and personal development, because I think that even if you're not a new coach and you've been in this business a while, personal development can help anyone. Goal setting is going to help any coach, regardless of how long you've been in this. So thank you, ladies, so much. And I thank you guys all for joining the call. And I hope you guys took a lot of notes and got some value from this. So take care, you guys. Have a fantastic night. And we will see you all in a couple weeks on June 1st. I think it's a Wednesday when Kayshawn Graves is going to join us. So take care, you guys. Have an awesome night. Bye, guys.